Hello and welcome to online video lectures for Class 10 History. In my last class regarding Subhash Chandra Bose, I had explained the forward bloc, its formation and its objectives. And I had promised that in the next session, I will be completing the contributions of INA. Again, reminding you of the reduced syllabus, we just have to study two things regarding SC Bose. One is forward bloc and its objectives. The second is the contribution of INA. In your textbook, the INA, all right, the topic on INA, you will find it in page 180. In your textbook, page 180 contains, all right, the topic for Indian National Army. And you are just required to study the contributions of the INA. But I will start with the formation of INA and will just explain to you a few lines about it. It says here that the idea of setting up the Indian National Army was first conceived in Malaya by Captain Mohan Singh and the Japanese forces had captured the British colonies of Malaya, Myanmar and Singapore. And after the fall of Singapore on the 15th of February 1942, at least 45,000 of prisoners of Japanese, they fell into the Japanese hands, and the Japanese were interested in Indian independence because they wanted to free the Asian countries from the imperialism of the West. This is the background for the Indian National Army or Azad Hind Fauj, all right? When the Second World War, right, was going on, at that point of time, if you remember, the war in Far East or in Asia went between Japan and Britain. When this war broke out, at that point of time, Japan was very, very strong and powerful. They captured some of these British soldiers and turned them into prisoners of war, or as we call it, POW. During this time, almost 45,000 Indian British soldiers, they are working under the British because India was occupied by Britain at that point of time. However, they were Indian, were captured by the Japanese and were turned into prisoners of war. Out of these prisoners, we had Captain Mohan Singh. He was in Malaya. Malaya was now under the Japanese. He got the idea of forming a group called the Indian National Army. The Japanese also felt that yes, India should get independence. The Japanese also regarded the British as the enemies. They had a very soft approach towards these Indian soldiers and therefore allowed the soldiers to form an army of their own. However, this particular army felt the need of a strong leadership. They felt that somebody should lead the movement from outside India. Because if you remember, inside India, we already had a leader like Mahatma Gandhi who was actually in charge of many movements. But when something was getting organized abroad, a strong leadership was the need of the hour, and this made the INA to invite Subhash Chandra Bose, who at that time was in Germany. So a series of conferences, a series of meetings took place. So it's mentioned here in the book. We have the Tokyo Conference, the Bangkok Conference, and it is the Bangkok Conference. If we just look at the Bangkok Conference, it says here that was attended by 100 representatives of the East Asian countries like China, Japan, Burma, Thailand, Borneo. The Indian prisoners of war under the Japanese also came. Raj Bihari Bose was elected as the chairman of the conference. The tricolor was hoisted outside India. All right. And these are the resolutions which were passed by the Bangkok Conference. It's given in bullet points. If you look at the resolution, I will just go to the first resolution because you need not study about the conference. The first resolution says it invited Subhash Chandra Bose to East Asia. So when they were looking for a very strong leader, they could think of none other than Subhash Chandra Bose, who had already escaped from India, right? Had visited many areas like Peshawar, Kabul, Afghanistan. He had gone up to Russia. He went to Germany. He aligned himself, right? He partnered over there with Hitler. Hitler gave him considerable support, but now he was in Europe. But his value, right, his worth was realized in Asia. He had to come back. So the Bangkok conference is very, very important because this conference actually decided that they have to invite Subhash Chandra Bose over to Asia. Now, go to the next topic. It says here, Bose accepted the invitation of the Bangkok conference and he left Germany in a U-boat. He reached Tokyo because Japan, Germany, Italy, they were all partners. They had formed an alliance, all right? And he arrived in Singapore on the 2nd of July 1943. He was welcomed by a huge crowd who looked upon him as the liberator of their country. Look at the faith, the confidence, the trust, the belief that these prisoners had on Subhash Chandra Bose. They saw in him a true leader. And I had already introduced this session by calling him a man of action or a true revolutionary. Then, what was his contribution? Come down to Subhash Chandra Bose's contribution to INA. After becoming the commander-in-chief, he was given this post of a commander-in-chief. And none other than Bose deserved this post. He was affectionately called Netaji. As soon as he assumed this post, the first slogan that he gave was, he reviewed the forces and gave the slogan of Delhi Chalo, which means, of course, we have formed abroad, we are here, we want to liberate our country, our enemies are the British who are in India, our friends, families, relatives are all there, so we cannot do anything by sitting in Singapore, we cannot do anything by just planning, so we have to go to Delhi or India. Now come to the contributions of the significance of the contribution of INA. You can just read through. All right. The INA, if you look at the last topic, the INA failed to secure independence for India, but it occupies an important place in India's struggle for the following reasons. Formation of the INA and its military campaign became inspiring example of true patriotism and sacrifice for the Indians. The INA campaign, you can just read through it, all right? They captured Andaman and Nicobar Islands, they captured Kohima, Ukhrul, Chittagong areas. All these were British outposts. The Japanese also helped them. But because of the monsoon and because of the American attack on Japan, the Japanese had to leave midway. Everything is mentioned in the textbook. Just read through it because you will not be tested. You will only be tested on the significance of the INA. Then the INA was a symbol of Indian university in diversity, meaning whether you are a Hindu or a Muslim or of belonging to any religion, whether you belong to any community, outside India, this did not matter. In INA, you had true patriots. You just had people who looked at each other as Indians. And this INA, it showed, all right, the main unity which was there amongst the soldiers. Then it says here that according to Nehru, for the first time in Indian history, profuse sympathy and support arose for the INA among all sections of the people. And after hearing, all right, the campaigns of the INA, because they had come right up to the northeastern borders of India, the British were here. Mahatma Gandhi had already launched his Quit India movement. The British had heavily crushed it. So when they were comparing, when the Indians started comparing the movement of Gandhi and the movement of Bose, now they could differentiate that yes, Bose in a very short period of time had done so much, even though he had gone abroad. even by organizing things from outside India, he was able to taste so much of success which Gandhi's movements could not do so. The agitation for the release of INA spread to the remotest towns and villages of India. Last but not the least, the British were alarmed. This is what we want to hear. That what was the main USP of the INA? What was the main, intention or the objective of the INA? This was to shake the foundations of the British Empire, which they did so. The British were alarmed and realized that they could not maintain their hold on Indian soldiers to perpetuate their rule in India. Suddenly, after 1945, the realization came into the British that they cannot stay in India for a long time. This time they saw the emotions. This time they saw the determination of the Indians, inside India, outside India. And suddenly they felt that the days in India are numbered. This realization played an important role in the final decision to quit India. So even though INA's campaigns were not a total success, yet we cannot undermine their contribution in Indian history. It was the contribution of these INA soldiers, it was the contribution of S.C. Bose, that because of which later in 1947, India was also able to get its independence. So with this, we complete this very short topic on Subhash Chandra Bose and his INA. Thank you very much for watching.